Gentlemen, let me start by telling you something most men never truly understand. There is not just one way to touch a woman, but there are specific areas of her body that trigger deep emotional responses, often long before her body reacts physically. And the truth is, most men only know two or three of them, if that. I'm a relationship psychologist, and for over 20 years, I've worked with couples at every stage of life. Today, I'm going to share what I wish I could have explained clearly to every man who ever sat across from me in my office. No unnecessary theory, no empty promises, just what psychology, neuroscience, and real life experience have consistently shown. Before we go any further, let me ask you a simple question. Do you really know where and how a woman wants to be touched? I'm not talking about the obvious places most men think of. I'm talking about the places that open her emotionally, the gestures that make her feel understood before her body even responds. Many men tell me, I know my partner very well. Yet when I ask them this question, silence usually follows. Why? Because no one ever explained this to you properly. There is no instruction manual, and women, even when they feel these needs deeply, don't always express them in words. Instead, they communicate through posture, through their eyes, through subtle gestures many men completely miss. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 7 key zones. But understand this clearly. These are not just parts of the body, they are emotional gateways. If you understand them, and more importantly, how to approach them, your partner's response will change profoundly. Your hands will stop being just hands. They will become a language of connection, a crucial clarification. After more than 2 decades working with couples, one conclusion keeps repeating itself. Most men act on instinct. They believe that touching the right place automatically creates pleasure. But for women, pleasure does not begin mechanically. It begins with emotional safety. Many men believe they are doing the right thing. But from the woman's perspective, the contact often feels one-sided. You may have asked yourself, why doesn't she react the way she used to? Why does her response feel different over time? The answer is simpler than you think. What men take for granted rarely creates emotion for women. Women don't respond to stimulation alone. They respond to intention, awareness, and presence. When a woman feels with her entire being that you genuinely care, her body follows. But here's the challenge. Women don't always tell you what they need. They show it. One former patient once told me something that stayed with me. Don't touch me just to touch me. Let me feel that you're really there first. That sentence holds the essence of what many women feel. This isn't about physical contact. It's about opening a psychological door first. Zone 1, the hands. I'm starting with a zone most men underestimate, the hands. A woman's hands are directly connected to her emotional world. When you hold them slowly and gently, you're touching far more than skin. A soft stroke along her fingers, a calm, warm pressure in the palm, can create a deep sense of being understood. In my practice, I've observed something very clear. Couples who continue holding hands, even after decades together, maintain a stronger emotional bond. This is not coincidence. Hand contact releases oxytocin, the hormone of trust and connection, one important detail many men overlook. Several women have told me that neglected hands completely break the moment. Clean, warm, well-aired for hands make a significant difference. Zone 2, the nape of the neck. The neck, right at the hairline, is where tension often accumulates unconsciously. When you touch this area slowly, gently, without words or expectation, the body begins to relax. This is not a zone of stimulation. It is a zone of soothing and trust. I remember a man in his late 50s who felt emotionally invisible in his marriage. One evening, without any goal in mind, he placed his hand gently on his wife's neck while she stood at the window. She stopped, she exhaled, and then she turned toward him. That simple gesture reopened something they had lost. Zone 3, the lower back between the waist and hips. This area represents stability. When you place your hands here, gently, without holding, without restraining, you send a powerful message. I'm here, and you're safe but free. This gesture is especially effective in ordinary moments. In the kitchen, in the morning, in silence, your chest against her back, your hands warm and present. No words needed. Zone 4, behind the ear, beneath the jawline. This area is highly sensitive and only accessible when trust already exists. Too much pressure closes it. Warmth and lightness open it. A woman once told me that this touch didn't make her feel desired. It made her feel valued. And for many women, that is what comes first. Zone 5, between the shoulder blades. This is a deeply overlooked area. Psychologically, it represents protection. It's a place she cannot see herself. When you rest your hand there gently, you communicate reassurance. Her nervous system slows down. Her mind softens. This touch is not sexual, and that's exactly why it's so powerful. Zone 6, inner thighs near the knees. Let me be very clear here. This is not about intimate areas. This is a transitional zone, close but respectful, suggestive but safe. When approached slowly, it says, I'm close and I respect your pace. Many men skip this step, and that's where they lose emotional trust. Zone 7, the lower abdomen around the NAVL. This is often the most surprising one. The lower belly is where instinct and emotion meet. This area requires absolute sincerity. Place your hand there slowly, warmly, as if handling something precious. When a woman allows this, she is offering not just her body, but her inner world. Why these zones work? Women don't respond only to physical stimulation. They process touch emotionally and neurologically. Studies show that female skin receptors are significantly more sensitive, and these areas trigger oxytocin release, the hormone of trust, bonding, and emotional openness. These are not erogenous zones. They are emotional sensors. They tell her body, this person is safe. Practical guidance. Slow down. Observe her reactions. Use these touches in everyday moments. Be consistent. Be mentally present. One man told me recently, I didn't know what changed, but she felt closer. That's the point. Women don't always identify the change. They feel it. These 7 zones are not buttons. They are doors. Each time you touch them with sincerity, you say, I see you. I respect you. You matter. And that is what women truly want. Not performance, not pressure, connection. It is never too late to begin again. Sometimes one conscious touch can open an entirely new chapter.